Something here today, but a special piece of history gets repeated with the Sahlen 6 hours of the Glen here at Watkins Glen. A magical day lies ahead, so let's get things started. The green flag flies here at the Glen. Nick Tandy leads the field.
Tandy there gets the jump on Durrani aboard the red and white wheeling machine. Good run around the outside by Bourdais. He moves up from P4 around Delatraz. Oh, there's a touch there, the second of the BMWs.
Oh no, that is Augusto Farfus in the wall.
Not sure who got into the back of him. Meanwhile, back up front, Bourdais with a brilliant start. There's action in P2 and big contact for the 24. Augusto Farfus barely made it through one corner, and what's going to happen with GT with a car disabled in turn one? You can't imagine they're going to throw a green here.
They've got to wave this off, surely. There's a huge GT field with 29 cars.
What?
They say go.
And Farfus is still there. Teams have got to be on the radio communication now, alerting these drivers who are going to go through turn one with not a lot of grip, with the tires not up to temperature.
There's a local yellow. This is bizarre. Green on the front straight in a totally disabled car.
Oh no, this is crazy. This is crazy. I hope he gets out of the way and everybody gets through safe. That is so sketchy.
Unbelievable.
So,
local yellow, they can still go racing. I think the race director is waiting to see if that 24 car can get mobile and out of the way before he calls a full course yellow.
Augusto Farfus of Rahal Letterman Lanigan still ailing down there, exiting turn one, and now it goes full course. Yellow.
Been doing this a long time. I'm a bit speechless on that, but IMSA and the AMR officials now. Yeah, I think there's contact, the number 20.
The high-class racing prototype.
That's the third crash they've had this weekend, I believe. Mark Kwame, contact.
That was contact with Pippo Durrani. Durrani got into the side of it entering turn 11, and it just unsettled Mark Kwame for him to spin.
I'm not sure if it was the GTP car initiating the contact or Kwame turning in too soon and bouncing off the side. Either way, this has been a eventful weekend, to say the least, for the high-class car.
Yeah, Mark got drafted into this car very late when one of the...
has been good here at Watkins Glen, and honestly good this entire 2023 season with only one finish outside of the top 5.
Oh, loose tire, guys. It's going to go all the way down pit lane and then back into the pit box.
Who's that from?
Don't know.
That could hurt. They weigh about 40 pounds, so...
Pit close light also on as the GTD field checks up.
Assume that's what we call finger trouble in terms of the not getting attached correctly before the car was sent. Going to compress there, closer to the ground. Delatraz feels he's got nowhere to go with that. He thought he's going to probably overshoot that inside left-hander there, the first phase of the inner loop.
And Bourdais in the Cadillac in the 0-1, I mean, he just narrowly kept his race car on the track, almost had to go through the grass.
Well, think about the pass for the lead here. Last year we saw side-by-side into the inner loop. And for Delatraz, right decision, right? Don't fight it. Don't tear up a car right now. Go straight. You're going to get a couple of second penalty, so to speak, because you're going to fall behind the guys, but you're not going to crash a car in doing it.
And looking at from the aerial, I think you could send it a bit quicker through that little tire chicane there. It looked like it was pretty much a straight line shot, so I'm not sure the time loss needed to be that big. Delatraz, 42 E.
Second incident this weekend for this car in the laces of the boot.
Rob Ferriel behind the wheel of 42, and Lamborghinis have been so quick here all weekend long. Does he do it on his own, or does he have some help?
That's an easy corner to get.
From this one right now, it just looks like body work up front.
Well,
you got to wonder
rear,
about the suspension.
Left rear, Brian, you can see the diffuser, a lot of damage to the rear wing. The right front, like you mentioned.
Great idea to get it on the grass to loop it around. Easier to get the rear wheel spinning, and he gets it turned around back in.
His bodywork pass. He's going to stay out so he doesn't lose a lap. He's hoping for a full course yellow to minimize the damage. Let's see here what happens. De Filippi right behind him. See if he gets any help.
Oh, he just loses it. Oh, he didn't get help, but nothing intentional, as De Filippi was just trying to check up as Bourdais lost the back end.
That is really strange there. Oh, he just pinches it a little bit. He carries the speed through turn 10, tries to adjust his line really quickly there and just loses the rear end.
I'll tell you what, between the car, I believe Montecalvo stays in. At least it shows that on our graphic.
And 12 back out. Where is the 83? And there's your overall leader, Matthew Gemini. Down into the boot. Matt, what's going on down in Penske?
Well, Jam's out front in that 6 car. Nick Tandy, you won here back in 2019 in the old 911 days. Looking really good now. The hottest we probably have seen it all weekend. Kind of describe what you've seen so far during your stint.
A lot of traffic, basically, and a lot of the 7 car in front of me. But no, I mean the sun has come out. Like you say, it's the hottest it's been this weekend. But actually, I think it's good for us with the Porsches. You know, we're running this what we call the medium hot compound tire, which is basically the hardest tire that we run in IMSA. So it needs a bit of temperature to work. And although it's hard for the cars, it's hard for us inside. The tire starts to work. So actually, the car is, we see with the pace of the 2 Porsches running up front, it's good. But yeah, there's a lot of traffic.
And it's really diligent that you've got to try to time it, because those GTD and GTD Pro cars really are rolling chicanes at some points of the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, you just, like you say, you have to time it. And, luckily, I mean, it's the same with Cam, Matt and Mathieu. We've been in all these situations. We've been in the GT cars where you have to find out where to let the faster car pass.
They kind of pop out and keep the wheel nut from coming off, but obviously something didn't do its job this time.
I feel like we've seen this issue
a couple of
earlier
times
this year. It was the 51 Rick Ware Racing LMP2 car. Wow, that was sketchy. Look at the number 9 Fat Porsche and BMW having to go wide there, and this is a miserable feeling for Albuquerque. He's got one more apex to go, but he's hoping that everybody behind is getting a warning from their spotters as he drags the tail end, and Wayne Taylor, team owner, looks on, and that's the face of a horrible chalkboard-like nose as the bottom of that exotic race car, that Acura, drags its way back to pit lane.
And that's going to make it very difficult to
Performed by Porsche Penske Motorsports' Matthew Gemini. On Rahal Letterman Lanigan BMW pilot Connor DeFilippi. Traffic came into play. And Gemini set it up, executed, and has taken off. Here's how it went down.
Take a look here as the cars head down to the toe of the boot. DeFilippi looking wide on Aaron Telitz, who leads in GTD, and then all of a sudden Gemini sneaks to the inside as they climb the hill, and that was the move. DeFilippi looks to make something happen on the outside, but that's not going to work. And then a couple corners later, as we came back live, DeFilippi got off into the marbles, and I think he might have touched the wall, Cal, coming out of turn 11.
Yeah, he definitely lost the ground, got some dirt on his tires as well, so Gemini has the lead and has taken off a little bit. We knew traffic could be a factor here in the final moments of this race, but right now, up front in GTD Pro, Jack Hawks with just amazing discipline and positioning his car in exactly the right spot. He hasn't made that crucial error, hasn't slipped yet.
Oh, you know who could come out here? That's Bill Oberlin in the 95, contact heavy in turn 10.
That was huge.
Understand he might have gone inverted.
Well, look at the top of the car. That rear wing's gone. Look at the damage to the tire bundle and wall on the right-hand side of your screen. With 3 minutes 40 left on the clock, caution comes out.
End of the day in terms of the overall lead.
And this will be it. Oh, my goodness.
Massive impact. Not sure if another car was involved in that as the double yellows are displayed. But Felipe Fraga absolutely committed every time. Garrett Grist did such a great job running wheel to wheel in the number 30 car.
Really well earned, for sure. There's our buddy Bill Patterson doing his live painting, and it's going to be of the number 6 963 for Porsche Penske Motorsport. It may not have worked out the way the captain wanted at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but his team, his guys are going to extend their championship lead, and they're going to notch up a victory at the Glen. And anytime you can win at Watkins Glen, it is a great day. Connor DeFilippi might be thinking, if I just could have hung on for one more lap, this could be us. But then again, another awesome performance by that BMW squad. Another podium added to their tally, which now goes up to 3 on the season.
3 runner-up finishes.
And in terms of most improved, I mean, BMW has showed the performance.
Checkered flag, and Porsche Penske Motorsport wins at Watkins Glen the Sahlen 6 Hours at the Glen with Nick Tandy and Matthew Gemini.
Superb stuff. Gemini is so good in these cars. I just think